Hey guys, I'm Combat Craig, and today we're going to be talking about top tips for avoiding problems with veterans benefits claims. We're going to be covering accepting help in claiming your veterans benefits, reading the instructions for claiming veteran benefits carefully, include only relevant information when claiming veterans benefits, using your benefits claim number, otherwise known as your social, keep the VA informed, meet their time limits, read the correspondence carefully, establish some sort of filing system, and then keep all of your appointments. So let's hop over into the other screen. All right, so if you need help with your VA claim, you could sign up below down here at combatcraigwins.com. Be more than happy to take a look at your claim and see if we could help you out. So, the top tips for avoiding problems with veterans benefits claims. Getting the benefits due you as a veteran from the Department of Veterans Affairs is frustrating. Do you? That's funny. That didn't really come out too good. So, claim your veteran benefits without the frustration by just following these simple steps. It really is simpler than you think. You're probably having some problems with medical evidence, but regardless, here's some more stuff to think about, just in case you don't have enough on your plate already. So, accept help in claiming your benefits. There's lots of ways to get help. I know I'm one of them. A lot of you guys have said that I've helped you out. That's awesome. Don't go it alone. Have somebody else, at least check what you're doing, just to make sure you're not overlooking something, dotting an I or crossing a T or something goofy like that. There's lots of organizations out there, veteran service officers, vet centers, VA claims agents, VA lawyers, if you need one in an appeal situation, consulting companies, and other veterans that are smarter than you. I have about 5 guys that have been to the BVA level, and they understand this stuff pretty good. So throw your questions in the comments below, because they are all over the comments these days, which is awesome. So read the instructions for claiming veteran benefits carefully, right? So take a few extra minutes to read the instructions. It can save you so much time. Sometimes, a particular form or something is used to file more than one thing. So read it. And then if it's one of these forms like the one I'm going to go over here, it'll tell you which parts of it you need to fill out, which parts you don't need to fill out. So the 21-526EZ, that is the va.gov one as well when you go file a new claim or an increase or whatever. But it's used for all sorts of stuff. Disability service connection, secondary service connection, increased disability compensation, temporary total disability rating, individual unemployability, compensation under 38 USC 1151, special monthly compensation, specially adapted housing and special home adaptation, automobile allowance, and adaptive equipment, benefits based on a veteran's seriously disabled child. So the 21-526EZ does all this stuff. It has separate areas for you to fill out. You'll want to complete the section of the form that applies to the benefits that you want. Pro tip, the instructions also usually include information about where to file the claim or other forms required, because you might need a companion form. So look for that stuff. Read this stuff carefully. Make sure you send it to the right place. Sending your claim to the wrong place or not submitting all the forms required can just add months to processing time. A lot of you guys file claims and it's like, wow, it's been 7 months. I haven't even gotten a CNP exam. It's probably something like this. Unfortunately, with the duties to assist and all that kind of stuff, you can get jammed up big time. So read everything, take your time, make sure you understand it. Get your intent to file in. You have 12 months. So if it takes you a month to figure this stuff out, a little bit at a time, whatever you got to do, or get help. However you need to learn, that's what you got to do. So answer all the questions on the forms that you're filling out. This may seem obvious, but many people leave a question field blank. If you don't know, if it doesn't apply to me, or they don't know what to put there, it's better to write unknown or none or not applicable, or, don't know. These three are better suggestions, but leaving a form blank, this is one of those little loophole things. The VA could, get it, and all right, it gets to a rater's desk or whatever, and then it's like, oh, well, I can't move forward because there's nothing in, line 17. So, call veteran or whatever they do, probably send a letter to you. So that's going to delay it by weeks for sure. They might be in e-benefits or something, but it's better to just put something in every field is the best way to go here. If you have an unusual situation that requires lengthy answers, and I mean that like unusual, you should not be putting lengthy answers. But if you are unusual, feel free to attach other sheets of paper. The VA does accept standard form 8.5 by 11, so you can write it on a blank piece of paper if you want to. You can do this whole thing on a blank piece of paper, but we're talking about forms and filling everything out properly. The days of blank pieces of paper are over. And back in those days, it would take 18 months to complete a claim that they're doing in 3, 4, 5 months. So if a form asks for your child's social security number and you don't have a child yet, just recently born, or you didn't get the social security number yet, explain, what the deal is. Don't just leave it blank. So that would be a good example. Include only relevant information when claiming veterans benefits. This is a big one. Pay attention, kids. Make sure any evidence or information you include with your claim is directly related to your claim. It's all about quality, not quantity. That's what it comes down to. This includes information, background, research, all that kind of stuff that has nothing to do with your specific claim. It just wastes time. You're clogging up the system with paperwork. You're spinning your own wheels, spinning their wheels. Research that's not specifically about you is not relevant. A lot of things fall in this category. Research is just the example. Keep it simple and keep it relevant. The reviewing officials have to sort through the irrelevant information to find stuff, right? So they're going through, you're setting whatever. You do a sleep apnea claim, secondary to medications or something like that. And, you can send a case study or something like that if that's the plan. But if you're just bombarding them with, hey, side effects of medications cause problems and PTSD causes problems and sleep apnea should be a claim, and you're sending stuff that's irrelevant and doesn't directly support your particular disability in your claim, you're just wasting time. Bummer for you. Use your veterans benefit claim number. This is one that I picked up on my last claim. I didn't do it previously, but I plastered it everywhere. When you file a claim for VA benefit, you're issued a claim number. That's the VA's reference when you get your decision letter. And, it's like CS or something. There's like a couple letters. It's your social security number, essentially, with a couple letters. So write it on everything is what I would do. Don't make the rookie mistake of writing your claim number on only like the envelope. And then, you mail it in if you're not doing it online or something like that, or you're corresponding back and forth with them over the mail. What happens if everything gets separated from the envelope? Like, pro tip, this is what I did last time. And it's funny because it's like so childish. I'm thinking like, all right, I have my fully developed claim. I understood what a fully developed claim was. I provided everything for them, printed off everything that was relevant. And then I made a cover letter, and it was like, there's 20 pages included in this document, including this, it's 21. So I literally wrote page 1 and then my social security number, handwritten. Most of this stuff was typed out and stuff. And I wrote it on every single page. So if, it ends up on somebody's desk and there's a paper shuffle, it's like, oh, well, this is Combat Craig's stuff. There's a social. It happens. It's kind of an old school approach, but I did it and I was like, there's no way they're going to lose page. I mean, they could still lose page 19, but they're not going to lose it due to who's this go to, because it's just some kind of medical report and doesn't have your name in it. It's just talking about symptoms or something like that. So that's a good one. Keep the VA informed. The folks at the VA, they're not psychic. They don't know if you've moved, changed your phone number, had a kid, got married, got divorced. They don't know anything unless you tell them. So keep them informed. Many of these factors affect your eligibility for benefits and how much you may receive. So you want to let the VA know about these changes because it's a factor for sure. Don't assume that one section of the VA talks to another. For example, if you're receiving healthcare through the VHA at your local medical center, and you also have a VA claim pending with the Veterans Benefits Administration, the VBA, don't assume that if you change your address with the VHA, that the VBA is just going to pick it up. They're like two gigantic corporations that don't talk to each other. When I got divorced, I did not know this. I was definitely not going as much as I'm going now, but when I went to my primary care or physical, like, yep, single, married, divorced. It's like, all right, cool. I told them. So a year and a half later, I went and filed my last claim, and it's like, oh shit, I'm still getting paid as I'm married. So I actually had to back pay them for, I don't know, it's like 18 months or something like that. So like it's a perfect example, and it happened to me. And definitely go look. Like if you've recently got divorced, had another kid, had some kind of change in your dependents, you're either not getting paid enough or you're going to owe them money. So you want to get that cleaned up. Make sure you meet the time limits. If you receive a letter from the VA about your claim and it states you have a certain amount of time to respond, like take it seriously. Don't just blow it off. I often laugh about letters and mail and bills, and I'm not very good with all that stuff. But yeah, I see something that has the VA on it. I'm inside that thing, and what do I got to do? I've got a filing system for it. I'm Mr. Responsible Office Worker Combat Craig. Most of the reason why you need to take this seriously is these time limits are established by law. So you get a reduction letter or something like that. You have 60 days to respond. Like you have 60 days. Like the clock's already ticking because it's from the date that that's on the letter, not when you received it. And that's my little tip here at the bottom. You're going to receive it 4 or 5 days later. Maybe it's faster sometimes. I don't know how fast the VA or the mail is these days. But it doesn't matter when you get it. Just look at the date on the paperwork. 60 days from that date, 30 days from that date, 90 days, 12 months, whatever it is. Take them seriously. And these things are codified in law, these deadlines. And you miss them? Hey, you didn't do an appeal? You didn't do anything? Oh, well, sorry. Can't do anything. Can't challenge it. You just claim denied. That happened to me a couple times. Read the VA correspondence carefully. It's often loaded with useful info. It's not the most exciting read, especially if you don't even really like to read, but it may include a required time frame, that you need to respond to something. Keep your eyes open, read everything, make sure you understand it. Sometimes they even give you little benefits like, oh, by the way, you now qualify for this. They don't really advertise that stuff too much, but it will show up, and read every page. Every single page is important. Establish a filing system. And yes, I am saying that as a 52-year-old computer literate person. I think I'm pretty computer literate. Filing system, old school. I do both. Every piece of paper you receive from the VA is important, period. file a copy of everything in one place and arrange it chronologically. Like have some sort of order. Don't just throw it in a box. Make sure your loved ones know where the information is filed. You know, what happens if you have a claim going and you get sick or hospitalized and you pass away? They have to pick it up. So, you know, it's good to keep it organized for yourself because, you know, the paperwork rolls in, this stuff adds up. So get some kind of system in place. 3-ring binder, those white boxes, a full-blown file cabinet, whatever you want to do. If a problem occurs with your claim, this will help you in an appeal. You'll be able to handle your stuff to a lawyer. If you go that route or you go pro se and fight it on your own, you'll be organized. Lots of this stuff is done online. Totally get that. But important documents like decision letters, if you request your VA claims file, a lot of this stuff comes through mail. The important one that I can think of for sure is your decision letter. That does not come to you digitally. That is always mailed. So I recommend having 2 systems. I have a digital filing system. I have like this little scanner. So when I get something from the VA, I scan it into my computer, and then that goes into my VA records. And then I file it in a physical filing cabinet. I think I probably did this. Remember back in the day when the stuff was paper thin on that fax paper stuff? Like I lost a bunch of that and I didn't have a backup. And I was just like there's no backup. But a lot of that stuff, never going to get it back. So how it's a backup program, and, you know, organize that too. Like, you know, I talk about this a lot. This is treat it like a job, keep it organized, you know, a lot of money on the line here, a lot of benefits. Your family's involved in this, you know, it's just good to, due diligence is good. It's crucial. You're going to have to do it. Keep your appointments is the last one. If you're scheduled for an appointment for a hearing on your claim or something, or you have a physical exam or a CNP exam, especially a CNP exam, but all these things, if it's involved with your claim, get there. If you miss an appointment for a hearing, you might not get another chance to explain it. If you just blow off, you know, it's a block number and who's QTC, and you just don't call them back, like they'll give you the opportunity to reschedule. I mean, just try to make it. They give you a date and a time. Like it's better to just make it, keep your claim moving. But if you can't, communicate with them. So these are my little tips here. A lot of this stuff, especially the filing system, that one's new for me in the last year and a half. I get letters from the VA and I scan it into my computer. It's kind of like a lot of work. My other mail, I just blow it off because most of it's like auto pay stuff and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, that VA stuff, like boom, goes into the scanner, have a backup copy, and then I file it in my filing cabinet. I got all my stuff right here, as a matter of fact. So that is all for this video. I just wanted to give you a couple tips. I know a lot of this stuff's common sense, but it's crucial. This whole thing's a job. You need to keep it organized. There's a lot of parts of this that you don't have control over. You might not even have control over your own brain because you have mental health problems, something that I suffer from. But having some kind of project or procedure in place, you know, I get something I don't even think about it. I get it from the VA. I scan it and then I file it. And then when I'm corresponding with the VA, I do it with the green letter, certified letter stuff. It's like $7, but I make sure they get it. And if I fax them something, I've even downloaded a little fax app and I can fax them. I have the ability to fax them. So, you know, if you're going to do it multiple times, if you need to take notes, do all this stuff, you'll thank me when you win. I'll see you in the next video.